Happy Tuesday, everybody. Coach Aaron here from Fitness Legacy. Today, I'm going to be explaining why it is so common for men to have low testosterone levels these days and what the true solution is to actually restoring masculine hormones, responding to stress better, and having better health as a guy. All right? So, if you are a guy and you have been to your doctor and you're over 30 or 35 years old, sometimes younger than that, but usually past 35, it's super common. Your doctor runs your labs and they come back and they say your testosterone is low. All right. And a lot of times, usually low is below 400 or so. Some doctors, it varies a little bit from doctor to doctor, but generally speaking, if you're below 400, then you're definitely low. Ideal range is actually in the 700 to 1000 range. All right, so if you've gotten your labs back and you're at 525, that's better than somebody whose testosterone is around 300, but it's still not ideal. It's not where it's supposed to be. All right, so let's say you did have your labs ran and your doc comes back and says your testosterone is at 334. All right, they're probably going to recommend TRT. All right, and TRT has its place, but ideally, the way I tend to look at things is I want to do as much as I can to maximize my own body and my own hormones for as long as possible before I introduce things like that. Because what you're really doing is you're introducing an external testosterone, which means you do that long enough, your body's going to stop making any altogether. And if for whatever reason you need to go off down the road, big trouble. All right, so let's max out our own bodies now so that we can do as much as we can and put things like that off as long as possible. Also, the safety levels every year improve, so if I can put that off another 10 years, it's just going to be all the better and all the safer down the road. That's my perspective. All right, so testosterone levels have been highly associated with overall health, meaning generally speaking, men who have proper testosterone levels, their insulin sensitivity is better, their ability to respond properly to stress, have more muscle, have less fat, less heart disease. There's a bunch of things. The problem is whenever people are looking only at testosterone, please forgive if the lighting isn't as good as I would like. Still working on lighting in here. All right. Testosterone is actually very much a downstream result from overall health. If you have problems upstream, you are going to have low testosterone. And just throwing a testosterone booster at the problem, maybe you do get a 10, 15, 20% boost in testosterone, which is not bad, but if you're getting 10, 15, 20% off of 350 versus if you fix some of these things up here, then you're getting 10, 15, 20% off of 600, 700, and you get a much, much better response, all right? So what are the things that actually cause low testosterone? What are the things upstream? So first, I talk about this one a lot because it shows up a lot, is overall nutrition levels. This includes vitamins and minerals, nutritional deficiencies. As one example, zinc on its own. If you have a deficiency in zinc, which is actually super common, feel free to look it up, then your body is going to, at a faster rate, take testosterone and turn it into estrogen. It's a process called aromatization. So you're taking away something you do want, testosterone, and you're actually making even more of something you don't as a guy, estrogen. All right? There's also vitamin D, vitamin A, and water, protein. There are a bunch of things that fall into the nutrition category, which is actually why when I'm working with my clients, that's one of the first things I try to fix because it helps with metabolism, base testosterone levels, and overall well-being. All right? Next is insulin. If you look in the research, you'll actually see a little bit of both. That people who have insulin problems tend to have low testosterone, and when we do introduce more testosterone through something like TRT, we will see improvements in insulin sensitivity and insulin function. So a countering of the diabetes phenomenon. But it's actually really hard to figure out, okay, which one's the chicken, which one's the egg? But here's the thing, since both can be affected independently, by having a positive effect on insulin, you will have a positive downstream effect on testosterone for a number of different reasons. But if you're eating garbage, if you're eating tons of sugar, and you're doing a lot of the things that contribute to diabetes, it is crippling your testosterone levels. Next is stress. or you can also just think of this as cortisol. Okay? Cortisol and testosterone actually use the same root hormone called pregnenolone. So pregnenolone is basically the bricks your body will use to either build cortisol or testosterone. But here's the thing, cortisol is upstream. It's more important. Running from the tiger is more important than making babies, okay? You gotta survive the tiger to be able to make babies. Problem is, the way stress is handled today in a number of different, like we got these things in our pockets that ding constantly. And you know, we have never had the ability to kind of break away, get quiet, and have these de-stress periods that we need. And not to mention, again, there's 1,000 different things that can cause different types of stress. So for a lot of people, the reason why they're not building enough testosterone is because their body's so busy using up all the raw materials to deal with the stress from everyday life. So you do need to, one, provide additional raw materials. There's certain supplements that you can use to do that, and you've got to find a way to reduce overall stress. All right, this is actually, once nutrition and insulin are taken care of, which insulin dysfunction is a form of stress. If you want to reduce stress, the easiest way for most people is to control what you put in your mouth. That's the fastest way to reduce overall total stress. All right, so fix stress, you're going to end up with more testosterone. And then lastly, other losses. So I know I mentioned zinc before up here, but there are other things that can cause you to lose testosterone to either estrogen, or you can have your testosterone, there's sex hormone binding globule, and you'll see that sometimes, SHBG, and that basically binds up testosterone. And it's supposed to make sure that some testosterone makes it out to further parts of your bodies, but if the levels are too high, then it just stops the testosterone you do have from being able to do its job. So there are other things that you can lose testosterone to as well. And then, once you've got those, you can have encouragers. There are many herbal supplements that can help, like Sustanch or Shilajit, things like that that can help improve testosterone levels. But like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, if you do not have proper base testosterone, this is going to be minimally effective. That's why just getting a testosterone booster off the shelf, most people, they don't see benefits from it. And honestly, there are a lot of people out there who also go on TRT, but because of stuff going on upstream, they actually don't see that much of an improvement because their insulin is shot, they're stressed out, and they're losing whatever testosterone they're taking to estrogen and other hormones. All right? So that's what needs to happen in order to actually optimize and improve the body rather than just chasing a single number. Testosterone is really important for guys. Again, the list of benefits that you get whenever your testosterone levels are actually optimized it's longer than my leg. But if you don't take the brakes off the car cannot go fast. All right? Hope that's helpful. I hope that answers some questions. If you're a guy and you want more testosterone, click the like video and start looking at some of these. This is a lot of what I use to help some of my male clients start improving their body and the path that I take my clients through. All right, if you have any questions, I'm always happy to answer those, whether that be in the comments or if you want to DM me privately, either one is fine. Please like the video, share this video so other people can learn this information so they can stop only trying to hammer one thing and start working on the whole process. And I will see you next time. Have a wonderful day.